Now, let me just summarize. What is popularity giving you? Popularity is giving you the ability to manipulate the robots. And by manipulating the robots, you can get advantages that others can't get by using their land to attack and also not getting attacked by themselves. Who wants to get attacked by these guys unexpectedly? So I beat this game, and an opponent turned ally, Georgia, asked me how I got so many troops. So I told him to go on YouTube, search Squid Supremacy 1914, and look at my Midwest ambush video, because it was just that video where I snuck attack Illinois and Oklahoma, the two biggest coalition members, using an AI right here. The AI gave me right-of-way access. See this blue? All this? That's right-of-way access. I can move troops through here freely. Moving troops here, moving troops there. I can attack this person. They can't attack me. That's an advantage that I used, which made me have a bigger economy than player 2 and player 3 combined. So I think this is actually an important topic, and I think it's actually interesting. So we can't discuss popularity without going through the basics of diplomacy. So if I click the diplomacy tab, you could see South Nevada is embargoing me, and I'm giving this computer player a shared map. Now, if I click this circle, I'm allowed to do 4 different things. I could declare war, which will also make the AI and the human player declare war on me. I can embargo them, meaning any buy and sell offers I have in the stock market, they can't see that. Now let me quickly show you what I mean. So pretend I made this buy order. They can't see that. Nevada cannot see this order at all. But since they can't see it, they're happy because they don't know about it. Continuing on, we have peace, which is where everyone starts. We have right of way, which allows you to move between your provinces. If you give right of way, it means they can move between your provinces, not that you can move between theirs. So for example, down here, Lucifer, the great Satan, he's given me right of way. Satan has let me walk on his territory, and I too have let Satan walk on my territory. It's a mutual relationship I have with Satan. Now up here with South Nevada, I've given them share map. Now that's another option that's not available only because I've already used it. Now share map does the same as right of way, but you get line of sight. Now let me show you that. So here with the blue, if you see blue, they've gotten right of way. If you see blue and you can see their things, see how I can see the units? I see a 1 infantry here moving. That means I have line of sight. That's share map. But yeah, that is the options to choose from. We need to discuss how to differentiate between a human player and a computer player. And as you can see on the map, it's right there. Look at the Stuart Republic. That is a human because they have a name. Squidbeak, me, human, I have a name. Well, Squid, I have a name. Warlord, human, has a name. Kentucky, Virginia, Utah, Washington, computers. They don't have names. When you see an icon with a computer, this is as close as I can get. You see that computer icon. It's like right below the human. That is a human who turned into a computer. They are a human who is AFK from their computer. They can actually come back and surprise you at any moment. Because that's what I did in this game, where I told them I was giving up because I hated the new operations update. And then I came back 4 or 5 days later, told them I'm joking, let's just join up and win the game real quick. And we did that. But these can come back. So you need to worry about knowing the difference. Now, what's an actual AI that can only be an AI? Well, this person, right? Because you don't see this icon here and you don't see a name like me here. So these will always be robots, and robots always have a function that is predictable, where a human can be crazy, show up later, and then start attacking you. Now, the final point on diplomacy, before we move on to popularity proper, is that human players do not respect your diplomacy. I don't know how many times I've gone to diplomacy, gone to messages and trades, clicked somewhere where someone says you want to be friendly, like North Carolina did, And all of a sudden, boom, they're invading you. Now, why am I bringing that up? Because just because you hit share map or right of way does not mean you are protected from a human player. The same for the AI. Now, the difference between a human player and an AI is a robot, and robots are programmed to be predictable. And that is our pivot to popularity. Now I go to West Kansas, and boom, what is this? Popularity. That's our topic. West Kansas. So here, popularity, 40%. We're at war with each other. And from my observations, there's a magic number. Now, what is that number? That number is 30%. From my observations, which I'll show you in a minute, in just this game, but also elsewhere too, that if you are greater than or equal to 30%, the AI is going to be happy with you. And if you are less than or equal to, the AI is not going to be happy. They're going to be sad. It's going to be a sad day, and war is going to happen. And we don't want war. Now, let me show you what I mean. Kansas. Now we're at Amarillo, 14% also. South New Mexico, we're at war, 29%. Huh, interesting. I'm at war with South Mexico, and it's 29%. Utah, I'm not at war with, 59%. South Nevada, guess what? 33%. What's happening right here in South Nevada? Embargo. I've given shared map, and they've given an embargo to me, but we're not at war. And where's South Nevada at? 33%. Now, I understand Bytro could easily just give us a little Q&A, make a Wikipedia page, but this is it right here. South Nevada is at 33% popularity with me. They've swapped to embargo. What do I know about AIs? If they're embargoed, this 33% number is going to continually decrease until what happens? What? War. Now, if I was worried, I would build defenses. 30% is the magic number. Plus or minus, you tell me. So now that we know when an AI will attack, right? I don't want these provinces to be taken by the AI. I would like to know when they're going to actually attack so I can defend it like I'm defending here against my northern aggressor. We have to figure out when popularity gets lowered from the perspective of an AI. Now, 3 things will lower your popularity. So here you could see I am invading in a very orderly and squid-like fashion, but I haven't declared war. Now, declaring war will lower popularity, but there's actually 3 types of wars that will lower your popularity. Now you're like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? How are the 3 different types? Well, one is a surprise attack. Now I look at the newspaper, and what do I behold? Competent players from all sides of the corners of the world. No, not people who should actually watch this video. Because what did both these players do wrong? War, without warning, blah, 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 attacked unsuspected soldiers against blah, blah, blah. War, without warning, blah, 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 did the same thing. Now, both these people did a surprise attack. Now, what is wrong with that? That actually lowers your popularity the most. That's the biggest decrease in popularity between everyone. When I talk about decreasing and increasing popularity, I'm not saying just against the person you're in relationship with, but I'm saying it's everyone. Everyone's popularity will get lowered in varying degrees by doing a surprise attack. Surprise attack's the worst way of doing it. And here in the newspaper is a great example of that. Here we could see a more proper person. They must have watched this video in the future. You could see here, 8:15 a.m., war has been declared. Username number blah, blah, blah made it clear that blah, blah, blah and his troops have to expect the harshest of all possible treatments. Declaring war lowers your popularity by a much smaller amount. I've seen popularity from a surprise attack drop by 15 to 25%. You could say declare war is just half that. Just divide it by half. Now, what's the third one? The third one is a declaration of war, but you do one special thing. And the special thing grows over time depending on how long you keep it going. So let me look at North California. I'm about to attack them. If I keep going, they're going to get surprise attacked. But I'm in North California. So at not doing anything, my units will land and make contact, and boom, the newspaper is going to say I'm going to do a surprise attack. But I go to diplomacy, I hit the declare war button, I've made an official declaration of war. The popularity decrease isn't as large. How can you make that more? Well, you actually embargo them. So I'm going to embargo them. Now's a good time, even though he's a human player, because one, he's not active. I'm not going to explain why, just believe me. And he's already sees me coming. And if you see me coming, who cares if you're embargoed? Now, what's the second thing I can do? Hit the declare war button. So after you've embargoed someone, the more days, the better. The more days, the smaller the popularity impact, which makes the AIs happy. And we want the AIs happy because the more happy they are, the less likely they're going to attack you. So that's what I'm doing. This is day one. I have a strategy that involves being pretty sneaky on day one. Anyways, how can you use that to your advantage now? Now that you know those three things, you get a lot of popularity decrease from surprise attacks. Very big. You get a smaller decrease by being proper and declaring war. And you get an even smaller decrease in popularity by embargoing that player and then declaring war. And the longer you embargo someone, the smaller and smaller and smaller decrease it will be until you can't even see it. It's not even there. So what does that mean? I embargo Washington, and Washington sees my diplomacy, sees that I've embargoed him, and he's going to get ready for me. So I don't actually want to embargo Washington. That's bad strategy. He is a human. You should not be embargoing humans unless you already want to just make it clear you're going to be declaring war on them. Or your popularity with everyone else in the world is so bad that you just have to do it anyways because you can't risk everyone else is getting mad at you. So how can you use embargo to an advantage? You can use embargo to an advantage against the AIs. Use it against them. Pretend I know I'm going to invade North Nevada. I'm going to take Central Nevada. I'm going to take South Idaho. I'm eventually going to take these guys out. Why not embargo them right now? And by embargoing them right now, I'm going to have days pass. And the longer the days pass, the worse my declaration of war will be to the surrounding world's popularity. And that's how you gain popularity. Imagine this is diplomacy, right? You're embargoing someone. You're already saying, I don't like this person. I think South Idaho potatoes are dumb. They're not cool. I don't like them. They need to go. You do that long enough, everyone's like, whoa, Oregon just saw it coming. Oregon's like, no, time to declare war on South Idaho. We all saw it coming. And that's how you minimize popularity. As an example, I've embargoed them. The longer, the better. Declared war, see how they both changed. And that is it for lowering popularity. There's nothing else you can do to make the AI mad at you. Now we have to talk about improvements. So how do you improve popularity? Well, we're going to stay in this diplomacy tab and I'm going to click this column to get just computer players. And I know they're computer players because you start with 10 provinces as a human player and computer players are less than 10 provinces. So I'm here at the computer player icon. I see the first player icon. And what do I do on day one? We're still on day one. What do? I want them to like me more. And how do I make that? I give them share map. These people would never attack me right now. Giving them shared map lets a computer see your line of sight, which does nothing because computers don't talk to other players. And they give right away to your country, your land. Now, this can actually be really stressful in the beginning if you've never done this before. So what happens when you do this? Well, you're going to get a computer player who will take up your offer and move through your land to reposition in just another province that they own. And you're going to think they're going to declare war on you. But you know what? That's not going to happen because you're going to look at that popularity number and see it. Furthermore, computers don't sneak attack. They actually declare war. So you will, if they're moving towards you, it's because they have right-of-way access or they declared war on you and you already know it when you see it. So don't freak out if they're moving through your lands. If anything, you're at war with someone and AI is in the middle of it, you've just had that other human player inadvertently attack an AI, which lowers their popularity, which is what you want. But yeah, you need to do this on day one. And then as soon as you find the AIs you want to invade, you need to change this to embargo. And the sooner you can do this, the better. And if you see that someone else is taking the country, a country that you wanted, what do? You switch back to share map immediately. Because if you're not going to embargo them, which lowers their popularity with them, very small amount, but it does, you want that boost. And that's what share map does. Right away also is good. Now, when do you use right of way? As we discussed before, you can see this individual used to be human and is now an AI who can turn into a human at any moment. You could see on the right side, my ally, and everything's much lighter. I can see everything that my ally main has. I can't see anything here. Now, that's because I have right away access with these people because I don't want to give them line of sight. I've given line of sight to main. I don't want to give line of sight to someone who can turn back into a human and start invading me. When people turn into AIs, when human players turn into AIs at the start of day 3, they're still going to have that player icon. Here you can see the player icon. Washington and Utah are gone, but you can still see the player icon. It means they're, just because we saw the icon, the computer icon below them on the map, doesn't mean they're still not able to be a player. And this will never turn into a computer on this tab, on this user interface. But we need to still gain popularity. By giving this person right-of-way access, I am increasing my popularity to all the surrounding countries. And by doing that, I am stopping them from declaring war at me, or I'm delaying the inevitable of them declaring war at me. Because they're in this specific type of map, which I should actually make a review on, it's actually almost unavoidable that eventually the AI will attack you. There's so many robot countries. There's nothing you can do about it. But you can drastically delay the inevitable. And there's so many robots that you would get bogged down. Even if you're doing the best, you'll just be attacked in all directions by the robots. A human player who's smart with their popularity will take advantage of you and easily invade while you're being distracted over here. That's why you need to maintain your popularity. That's why popularity is very important. Now that those are the two main ways you can influence popularity. Now let's just go over again what those two ways are. It's giving right-of-way access and it's giving share map. And you need to be paying attention to how you give this access away. Some people just love to they figured out this hack, right? They got the time machine, they saw this video, and they gave every single person share map. Now giving every person share map lets everyone see what you're doing. And if everyone sees what you're doing, I've done this before, I've had this happen before, I've been in a war with someone and a third person is feeding me information because the person I'm fighting has given shared map to them. So they're giving me all the locations of your troops. Don't need to be doing that. You need to be strategic on who you give right away to. You need to be strategic on who you give share map to. But there's other ways to improve your popularity. Now, what's the next way? So the next way is a little ambiguous, but it's the stock market. So by buying and selling, see, I have a buy order here with the cancel button. With this buy order, if you buy it and you're a robot, you're going to actually increase your popularity. So participating in the stock market and doing buying and selling orders will increase your popularity. Now also buying and selling yourself will increase popularity. So over time, you just playing the game, participating in the stock market, maintaining healthy relationships with people with right-of-way accesses, you should be increasing your popularity. But the problem is declaring war is so detrimental that no one notices the increases that are happening. Now, what do I mean by that? So my example is Utah. Utah is an AI. Utah used to be a human. And Utah has a popularity of 59%. Now, I've destroyed so many people in this game. Why on earth is Utah's popularity 59%? Well, for one, we have good right-of-way access, which increases our popularity. I've been embargoing people I don't like, and I've been buying things, and luck hit my way where Utah was accepting it, or vice versa. I was selling things and they were buying things. And our popularity just maintained higher and higher, where it didn't for these other countries, being 14%. So always keep that in mind. You don't have to be at war with every AI. Some maps like this, it's inevitable. But Louisiana, in this game, it was so pivotal when I was at war with Georgia before we became best buddies, that I maintained a strong popularity with Louisiana. And if I got a little bit better, a little higher popularity for a little longer, I almost could get right-of-way access with them. And then guess what? I could just sneak attack and attack my enemy, Georgia, and I have a buffer state, Louisiana. Because pretend I attack here, oh, it goes bad, and I have to run back home and be all sad about it. Well, guess what? Georgia can't attack me, because if Georgia attacks me, Louisiana is going to declare war on them. And that's why right-of-way access is very important. Now, there's two other ways of gaining popularity. Now, pretend you get attacked. Actually, let me show you. So I'm wrapping this up. I'm wrapping this fight up. There's only one province left, but this person attacked me. They surprise attacked me, actually. And I saw them coming right here. I moved all my forces because they were a wild card and they were just attacking here and attacking there and attacking there. And I defended myself here, and I made sure I wasn't the first one to attack. I waited until he got all the way to my province, and then I got that newspaper surprise attack. Now, what did that do? That actually made me extremely popular. You could see here my neighbor. This is an AI because you're learning. And look at that, 80%. I have 80% popularity with this AI. We're like best buddies. I bet in a few days he's going to give me access, and then I can just invade. And then I could just invade North Chad if I wanted to. And by invading North Chad, I feel like I'm hitting this point over and over again. But if I have access here, boom, I can sneak in here, mess him up, and I can run back home. And by running back home, I'm making this human player have to decide, do I declare war on this AI? And then all these units also will assist me in destroying my enemy. Or do I just sit there and take it and get randomly raided by this person? Or I just win. I surprise attack them. 9 times out of 10, you surprise attack someone through here, you're a grand strategy master, because they don't see you coming for some reason. But that's because they don't have balloons. And I should make a masterclass just on balloons, honestly. But that's it. Surprise attacks. Getting attacked will drastically improve your popularity. Now, let me just summarize. What is popularity giving you? Popularity is giving you the ability to manipulate the robots. And by manipulating the robots, you can get advantages that others can't get by using their land to attack, and also not getting attacked by themselves. Who wants to get attacked by these guys unexpectedly? Who wants to guard your territory when you don't need to? This guy has 80 popularity. He will never attack me until that gets lower. And if I just monitor the situation, it doesn't even have to be every day. It could be oh, I'm taking this guy out. Oh, I'm taking this guy out. Oh, I guess how's my popularity with this AI? Oh, it's still 55% from 80? That's great. I'm going to keep going. I never have to guard this border. And by never having to guard this border, I have more troops than you when I invade you. And that's how popularity is such an important factor in this game. If I wanted to take out North Niger, what would I want to do? Final thing before we wrap this up, before we wrap up the masterclass. Well, I'm thinking, okay, North Niger is going to be on my list of things to invade. But I don't want my popularity, my global popularity, to be ruined. Hit share map, start embargoing him. The more days he's embargoed, the more days that will add to a less magnitude in popularity. My popularity will decrease less because of the embargo. And that's it. This is the mini masterclass series in popularity and diplomacy. Please let me know if I missed anything, but honestly, I think I got it. This is pretty good. But yeah, it wasn't even a subscriber who asked me. It was just someone in the game. It's like, how do you have so many men? You know why I have so many men? Because I take so many lands. And by taking so many lands, like I did in this game, I can have 4,100 infantry because I maximize how to play the game on its most basic level. All right. I'll talk to Squid Bois later.